One of Minnesota's most important resources and its most distinguishing feature is its water, including lakes, lake frontage, streams, rivers, and wetlands. It's what makes our state different from others. It's our privilege to protect and enhance this invaluable resource. Today's increased residential development and other types of high use, such as recreation, are destroying Minnesota's lakes and its natural shorelines, putting stress on the water quality of our lakes and rivers and their wildlife habitat. Is there a way to return our shores to what they once were by going back to the basics? After all, nature has a lot figured out already.
Lakes are a huge part of our quality of life here in Minnesota. We identify ourselves as the land of 10,000 lakes, and they're integral to our cultural and our natural heritage. And the shoreline part of the lake is a critical part of that ecosystem. So without that habitat, there's really no place for the ecosystem to thrive.
Recently, a partnership of community organizations joined forces to protect one of Minnesota's most important waterways, Lake Minnetonka and the Minnehaha Creek that winds its way from Grays Bay to the Mississippi River. One of the most notable landmarks along the way is the Minnehaha Falls, inspiration for Longfellow's famous poem, Song of Hiawatha. Today, the majority of Lake Minnetonka's shoreline is residential development with manicured lawns and shorelines reinforced with riprap. At the east end of lower Lake Minnetonka is Grays Bay, where a private marina has been converted into a public access. At the farthest end of the bay is the headwaters to the Minnehaha Creek, which has also been improved to accommodate canoeists and sightseers. At both sites, the partnership has used state-of-the-art lakescaping techniques to restore the shorelines. Here is what we had to deal with.
The shoreline restoration that happened here at the Minnehaha Creek headwaters at Grays Bay Dam and at the Grays Bay Marina was really a management project where we went in and did some planting to enhance what was there and to bring that shoreline back to a natural state much more rapidly than we would if we just left it alone.
Lakescaping is the protection and replanting of our shorelines with a combination of native plants, including aquatic plants, shrubs and trees, grasses and sedges, and wildflowers. Lakescaping helps prevent erosion and runoff problems, improves water quality, and provides fish and wildlife habitat. These areas are great outdoor classrooms for children to experience nature and to learn about butterflies, birds, and native flowers. You, whether you're an individual homeowner, developer, or township surrounding Lake Minnetonka, can undertake on your own shoreline improvements using native plants that help protect our greatest water resource.
I think it is the responsibility of lakeshore owners to think of their lakeshore not as just their property, but as a habitat.
As we mentioned briefly at the beginning of this video, the lawns that we have come to love, or at least accept as the norm, are a big part of the reason our lakes are degrading. Lawn turf is very short and offers little filtering effect for polluting chemicals and no erosion control along the water's edge. Riprap, a quick and easy fix for reinforcing shorelines with stone, is another solution that over time does not support a sustainable lakeshore and wildlife habitat.
And every time you use rock, that's a static solution, which is strongest when you put it in, but it weakens with age. With a vegetated solution that builds its root zone up, it's weakest at installation, but it strengthens with age. So it's a better, more sustainable solution long term.
One of the most important particulars to understand about lakeshore revitalization is the buffer zone, a densely planted area along the lakeshore that includes upland, transitional, and aquatic zones.
Buffer zones are designed to help protect our shorelines from wind and waves so it does not erode our shorelines. It also protects in keeping the water clean by filtering with the native plants that we would plant along that shoreline edge.
Establishing a buffer should be your primary objective when restoring your shore. Here is an altered shoreline. Here is what a completely natural shoreline looks like.
The key to remember with these natural shorelines is that they are beautiful and they balance ecology and economy much more graciously and much more effectively than a turf grass lawn or riprap.
A key to implementing your shoreline restoration plan for long-term success and enjoyment is to use native wildflowers and grasses. Why natives?
We're planting native plants because that's what belongs on a shoreline and does really well over time. The kind of plants that once they're established after a few years of maintenance will do well on their own and not need much nurturing.
Here are some native plants known for their beauty and brawn that we recommend for your shoreline restoration plan. These reliable landscaping favorites will reinforce your shoreline, provide important wildlife habitat, and enhance the beauty of your property. Once established, native species won't require watering, fertilizing, and herbicide use, so they help keep the watershed in healthy condition. Start protecting our beautiful Lake Minnetonka and its shorelines today. Put your plan and native plants into action and make Hiawatha proud. For more information and to help you get started, the following resources are available to you. This video made possible by the Cynthia Krieg Stewardship Fund of the Minnehaha Creek Watershed District. Produced by Jigsaw Media in cooperation with the Lake Minnetonka Garden Club.